This is the second time I've been flooded.
Now at 11, the Kentucky River still high in Frankfort. Why one man considers himself lucky even after his home flooded. Meanwhile, in eastern Kentucky,
we're all, nose to the grindstone, faith plus grit. We're all hard-working people, and we'll persevere through this.
The effort to help Appalachia rise up after this week's devastation. And a close call for a Georgetown police officer, what may have saved his life.
This is WKYT News at 11.
Good evening to you. Sam has the night off. We have a dry weekend ahead of us. In just a minute, we'll show you why some communities really need that dry weather. Let's check in now with Chris for your no-wait weather forecast. It's going to be a good one, Chris.
Yeah, it really is. Going to be on the seasonably chilly side tonight and into tomorrow, especially. Take you to 4 different sky cams from across the land. Look at this, 28 degrees already. Georgetown, 34 Lexington, Pikeville, and into the Moorhead area at 36 degrees. We've been fighting just a little bit of cloud cover. Wind chill, not a big player right now, but it feels like 29 Lexington, 28 into the Georgetown area. Your first alert radar network, this is what we really have been seeing for the past 4 days and what we want to see more of. It's a dry sweep that is coming back across the entire Commonwealth. What we're doing is setting up a big area of high pressure on top of the Great Lakes. Yes, that is a colder flow across Kentucky and really much of the eastern part of the country, but you know what it's doing? It is pushing all these storms that roll from west to east across the country, those same storm track that had been focused on Kentucky for the entire month of February is now pointed toward our south. So those lows are making their way across the Gulf Coast states, and that's where all the moisture is associated with that. Hour by hour temperature forecast. They'll start you out 7 o'clock tomorrow morning with that high pressure in control. We know we've got a good-looking sky. Look at this, 41 around your lunchtime hour. Tomorrow afternoon, mid to the upper 40s with a mostly sunny sky. Making some plans on your Saturday evening. By 7 o'clock, we're into the upper 30s. It's going to be a quick drop toward the freezing mark tomorrow evening. By this same point, we're right at 32 degrees. But once we get through the weekend, Amber, we're going to keep the dry skies for a while, but we do have a change in the forecast with some showers and thunderstorms that do finally show up. We'll time those into where you live when I come back in a few.
This state is with you. Our people all across Kentucky, 4.5 million strong, are with you. When Eastern Kentucky is suffering, when any part of Kentucky is suffering, we are all suffering. That's our concept of Team Kentucky.
Week for Kentucky. Floodwaters took everything from some families. Businesses wiped out, and some cities like Beattyville are now coated in mud. There's a lot of work to be done to get communities up and running again. In Franklin County, the Kentucky River is still running high, but one man is choosing to have a positive outlook in all of this. He knows other areas have more to overcome. WKYT's Chad Hedrick shares his story. It's our top story at 11.
Wading in the water up against his home is something Chris Johnson has done before.
This is the second time I've been flooded.
Normally, the Kentucky River is several yards behind his home. This week, it's been in his front yard.
I was like, am I going to move? Am I going to move? And then the feeling of dread, the first time around was pretty hard for me, just mental and physically. And then once you know it's going to happen, you just get everything out you can.
For the most part, Chris says he was lucky compared to his fellow Kentuckians in other areas where floodwaters have caused total destruction and devastation. Chris is thinking of them while cleaning up his own home.
Beattyville and those people, they get their whole entire houses demolished and things like that. This is some drywall and a lot of man hours to clean up. It could always be worse.
For now, the Kentucky River in Frankfort continues to run high and into many homes, where soon the sounds of water sloshing into garages and basements will be replaced with the sounds of rebuilding.
I've got the dumpster ready. I've got contractors lined up to come in, give me an estimate tomorrow. Really just, have a plan of action, jump on it.
In Frankfort, Chad Hedrick, WKYT.
The Kentucky River spilled out of its banks, covering many roads in Frankfort. To report any roadblocks from high water, you were asked to call the Frankfort Dispatch Center. New at 11, we are hearing from the owners of the marina that came loose during the flooding. It belonged to Camp on the Kentucky in Woodford County. Folks there say they kept in touch with emergency management. It eventually hit the Singing Bridge in Frankfort. The camp is upset that it's gone, but they are thankful that no one was hurt. New at 11, Kentucky State Police say an Owen County man drowned in floodwaters. They found 32-year-old Travis Webster's body in Perry Park earlier today. Fish and Wildlife had searched for him yesterday, but couldn't find him. We know Eastern Kentucky needs help, and that is why WKYT and App Harvest are working together to raise money for the region. App Harvest founder Jonathan Webb says faith and grit defines the region, and his company is rooted in giving back to the region it serves.
We've tried to build an organization that's proactive and wants to get involved. And again, we couldn't sit on the sideline and watch, flooding happen throughout our communities and not find a way to participate and be involved.
Another company teaming up with Appalachia Rises is a Moorhead clothing company. New Frontier Outfitters has designed gear that is also helping give back. WKYT's Grayson Passmore talked to the Kentuckians behind the brand about how they're helping Appalachia.
Pinpoints on a map, marking places Joshua Ravenscraft and friends have explored across Kentucky.
We're all, nose to the grindstone, faith plus grit. We're all hard-working people, and we'll persevere through this.
And on the other side of the map dots, now hundreds of thousands of people across Kentucky who lost everything during this week's flooding.
These are hard-working, resilient people, and, if it happened to us, we would expect them to come help us. So this is just a duty of an Eastern Kentuckian to another Eastern Kentuckian, just to extend a hand and help.
COO of New Frontier Outfitters, Ravenscraft, and his brother Jared started the outdoor apparel business to highlight the good across the Appalachia region. Days after the flooding, they've found a way to help.
Long sleeve shirts, T-shirts, and hats, just a way to support the victims that have been affected in the flooding.
As part of the Appalachia Rises, started by App Harvest, 100% of the proceeds from the merch will go to flood relief, sporting something that's less of a slogan and more of a way of life for so many across the region.
Appalachia Rises is just a hope for the future. And when something like this happens, just roll your sleeves up and help your neighbor and get through it.
Mother Nature has been relentless the past few weeks, but she's targeting a community that's proving time after time they will not give up. In Moorhead, Grayson Passmore, WKYT.
Well, there are several other organizations involved in this effort, including Foundation for Appalachian Kentucky. They want to emphasize that all of the money raised through this telethon will stay in Eastern Kentucky.
We are here, we work here, we live here. We're going to be here when this is over. We were here before it started. Every dollar that comes in through the Flood Relief Fund will go back out to someone in this region that's suffering.
The group has received hundreds of requests for help. Checks are already going out to help families in need. Also joining in the effort is the Bluegrass Community Foundation. It's been serving Appalachia for decades now. The focus for them, helping these communities.
At a time like this, there's nothing more important than we can all do to come together. Collaboration makes great things happen, and we're trying to raise lots of money for the individuals, families, farms, and small businesses that have really been devastated by the recent flooding.
So how can you donate? Well, we have links on WKYT.com. There's even a blue bar that says donate now on our website. And we hope that you'll join us Monday night at 7 right here on WKYT. Our goal is to raise as much money as we can for the communities that we cover each and every day. So join us for Appalachia Rises. That's Monday night at 7. A close call for a Georgetown police officer. He was stabbed at an apartment complex. But as WKYT's Shelby Lofton tells us, an added protective layer may have saved the officer's life.
Georgetown police say a call about someone allegedly throwing canned food at other people in an apartment complex quickly turned violent. Officer Michael Johnson says he was directed to a specific apartment when he first arrived on the scene. After knocking, Georgetown police says the doors swung open and a man stabbed Johnson. Police say 24-year-old Nicholas DeMarco ran back into his apartment. They say Officer Johnson told him to drop the knife and step outside. He's now in the Scott County Detention Center facing charges. Captain Josh Nash says the 10-inch knife Officer Johnson was attacked with went through several layers. He says it was stopped by a trauma plate, a new piece of protective equipment given to officers just 2 days before the incident.
It sends chills down my spine every time I talk about it because it's almost, the timing is perfect. We couldn't have asked for a better timing to get those to our officers to provide that protection, and then this incident happens.
Captain Nash says the department doesn't know why DeMarco stabbed Officer Johnson. He says Johnson is doing well, recovering from the shock of the incident. In Georgetown, Shelby Lofton, WKYT.
Nicholas DeMarco is charged with attempted murder of a police officer and third-degree assault of a police officer or probation officer. Another full slate of high school basketball for you tonight. Brian and Lee Kay are going to have the highlights ahead for you in Game Time.
WKYT is bringing local sports straight to you like never before. Watch Saturday as two of Kentucky's best high school teams face off. North Laurel takes on Lexington Catholic at 2 on the CW Lexington and PrepSpin.com.
After historic flooding this past week, the people of Eastern Kentucky need our help.
Stand with our neighbors and donate now at AppalachiaRises.org.
And join us for the Appalachia Rises Telethon, Monday at 7 on WKYT.
Millions of customers are leaving their providers and switching to Spectrum. And if you have satellite, it's not hard to see why. Because unlike satellite, Spectrum gives you all the services you need, like internet and TV from one provider.
They do?
Yeah, they do. And Spectrum has the fastest download speeds with the most reliable performance. Get Spectrum Internet with speeds at 200 megabits for $44.99 a month. Call 833-531-4499. Spectrum wins on TV, too. Unlike satellite, Spectrum doesn't have an ugly dish to install. And you get exclusive premium original content with Spectrum Originals.
Wow, really?
Really. Plus, Spectrum has more free HD and free on demand. Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-531-4499. And unlike satellite providers, Spectrum doesn't have contracts or early termination fees. We'll even buy out your current contract up to $500. Switch to America's fastest growing internet, TV, and voice provider. Get Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 a month each. Ask about our easy self-install options. Call 833-531-4499.
Smoky Mountain Truck Outfitters has everything you need for your car, truck, SUV, and Jeep. Upgrade your ride today with lifted tires or custom wheels from brands like XD, Fuel, Mickey Thompson, Goodrich, and more. We're also your one-stop shop for thousands of accessories like Jeep tops, lift kits, truck bed covers, ladder racks, and toolboxes. Smoky Mountain will beat all local prices and most internet pricing, and they install everything. Smoky Mountain Truck Outfitters, 1516 Colesbury Circle in Lexington, off New Circle Road.
With Long John Silver's $10 shrimp shares, you can enjoy grilled shrimp, hand battered shrimp, or popcorn shrimp. Your choice for just $10, because now is not the time to scrimp on shrimp. Long John Silver's Fish Share.
At Batteries Plus, we do more than replace batteries and fix phones and tablets. We help our neighbors power their lives.
Before you see it anywhere else, you'll see it on WKYT's Facebook. Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
Well, it is the weekend. We're rolling into that weekend with a chillier than normal pattern, but it continues to be dry. We told you earlier this week it didn't matter our temperature trend, that your skies just were going to stay in pretty good shape. And as we go into next week, a case of spring fever's on the way. Live look at downtown Lexington. This is what we are dealing with, 34, with a mainly clear sky now. A little high cloud cover has been showing up. Winds are out of the northwest at 6 miles an hour. The humidity is way down. Dew point is at 18, but the wind chill feels like it is 29 degrees. Forecast headlines, weekend looking good. On the chilly side, but we'll take it with the dry weather. We're going to mild it up, and a case of spring fever coming your way into the first half of next week, and this dry pattern will likely stick around until the end of next week when some thunderstorms will come calling. We are just about to the thunderstorm season here in Kentucky. Northerly winds, though, around an area of high pressure that is located not too far away from Chicago, Illinois. The really cold air is off to our east and northeast. This is just some seasonable stuff that we typically get around here every single March. But this high is flexing some muscle, keeping the storm system across parts of the deep south. So as we roll into the weekend, we're going to need the shades. Per the emojis, 48 tomorrow, 54 as we go into Sunday. Overall, both days are pretty good. We'll scrape some frost, though, during the morning hours on both days. Hour-by-hour forecast out the door in the morning. That's if you're up on a Saturday morning at 7 a.m. It's into the low and mid-20s in some of those shelter valleys. Mid and upper 40s into the afternoon. Lots of sunshine. We do it all over again on Sunday with readings that will be down into the 20s by the afternoon. I think we're into the 50 to 55 degree range into most of the area. We'll tack on a degree or two compared to what the computers think. Then as we go into Sunday night, Monday, notice how Monday we're no longer in the 20s. We're in the 30s in some cases. And by the afternoon, 60, 61 degrees. Tempted to play hooky, you get a better opportunity for that into Tuesday and Wednesday with that temperature that will continue to come up as we see this flow that is setting up shop. Nothing has changed with this map over the past few days with that case of spring fever across the region. That'll come to an end by the end of next week. And look at this, especially next Thursday and Friday. We don't like to see that at all, with the possibility of some heavy rain producing showers and some thunderstorms. By then, though, we will have been able to string together a number of dry days, and that dry weather, Amber, will take us into the middle of next week.
Boy, we were due for that, weren't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
It looks good. Chris, thank you. All right, that is it for us. Game time starts right now.
Philpott with the specs over here. Welcome to Game Time. Another busy Friday night full of high school basketball. And getting us started is this man, Lee K. Howard.
That's right. Amber just wants to be able to see these highlights because we've got some really good ones. Lexington Catholic putting its spotless 18-0 record on the line against Dunbar. It was just last week when the Bulldogs lost to the Knights just by 2, 69-67. So another chance for Dunbar, but this time on the road. And the Knights grabbed the early lead. Ben Johnson with the head fake and the fadeaway. It was 14-9 Catholic. Dunbar's Tim Hall loses the ball, and then it's saved right back to Hall just the way that they drew it up, right? Last play of the half, Dunbar up 3, but Johnson, that's a 25-footer, and we go to the break tied at 29. Third quarter, Lex Cath, well, they look like they're going to run away with this one. Blake Busson's basket gives the Knights a 10-point lead, but the Dogs fighting back. Hall with the drive, hits the runner. Game tied at 53, under 3 minutes to play. How about Nick Spalding?
That is tough.
Buries a 3. Dunbar with the upset on Clays Mill tonight. The Dogs do it, 65-57.
All right, last season, Ashland went a perfect 33-0 before COVID canceled the Tomcats' quest prior to the state tournament. Now it's up to North Laurel to try to keep Saturday's undefeated showdown in place, or at least half of the teams tomorrow. But Ashland, they come out looking like they did a year ago. It was 4-2 North Laurel, and then it was over. Ethan Sellers from the corner, 3. Ethan Sellers from the wing for 3. Sellers from the corner for 3. He had 20 in the first quarter, 37 for the game. Colin Porter for 3. Cole Villers for 3. Here was the one lone highlight, and my gosh, is it awesome. Reed Shepard, he had 34. And then Clay Sizemore hits this 3, and North's going to say, all right, we're going to try to sneak into it. But no, it was all Ashland all night. Villers again, the Tomcats 15 of 26, man. How about that? 86-66, the final. So that leads us to tomorrow at 2 p.m., number 2 North Laurel, number 1 Lex Cath. That game will be seen on CW Lexington as well as WKYT.com.
Somebody forgot to tell Ashland and Dunbar about that matchup tomorrow. All right. Defending 11th region champion Scott County has struggled to an 8-8 mark, while Douglas, well, they believe they're poised to make a run at Rupp Arena. The Broncos are 11-1. We go to the second quarter. Scott County's Elias Richardson, a little short corner jumper draws iron, but there's Jeremy Hamilton with the tip in, 2 of his 13 points. Douglas can get up the floor very quickly. Kai Simpson driving, scoring, plus the foul. Home team takes a 2-point lead. More from the Broncos here. This is Tyson Barrett. Young man's going coast to coast. Reverse lay-in. He finished with 12. Douglas uses a big second half, and they win easily, 69-55.
The LCA Eagles back in the All-A state semifinals, but in their way tonight, the defending All-A champion, St. Henry. Let's go to Big Brer Arena. The Eagles 11-9 on the year. And in the first quarter, LCA is going to be in this game a little bit, hanging around, down 7. Braden Myris, freshman kid, tough hoop, and the foul coming up here. But the Crusaders playing a brilliant first quarter and first half. Corey Shea, the splash from deep, and it would only get worse for the Eagles. Wyatt Veith will go the distance, and he's going to get the and one. LCA cut a huge deficit down to 9, but it's St. Henry rolling on 72-49. They'll meet up with Clinton County with old former Clay County Tiger Todd Messer leading the way.
All right, we still have a long way to go with the highlights. Henry Clay, Tates Creek, they lead us off. That's when Game Time returns.
Well, if it isn't Big Hardy, you fixin' to sauce me up? Sick those beefy twins on this cheese hound? Scram, Big Mac, go play with your extra toy bun. The adults are getting meaty.
The Big Hardy, part of the buy one, get one for just $1 deal. Feed your happy.
If you get injured, do you really want the insurance company deciding how much money is fair for you and your family?
Call Hughes and Coleman.
We'll fight to get you every dollar you deserve. If you want maximum compensation, 800-800-4600.
Get your comfy. Get your cozy. Get your fashion with Live Well Athleisure, the new loungewear line from Cato. New styles every week at prices for everyone. Shop Cato and CatoFashions.com.
Error garage not found.
Everything these days claims to be smart. But that doesn't mean they always work smart. One smart thing you can rely on is Pennington Smart Seed. It's so smart it uses 30% less water year after year and is guaranteed to grow. Now that's smart that works. Pennington Smart Seed, real intelligent turf.
Opioid addiction isn't new, but we're learning more about it every day. We know it's not a moral failing, but a disease that requires medical treatment. That's why Behavioral Health Group offers personalized outpatient care with FDA-approved medication-assisted treatment to restore lives and strengthen families. Welcome to BHG, a new class of recovery center.
Open 7 days a week in Lexington. Visit bhgrecovery.com or call 844-3-HELP-NOW. Medicaid and Medicare accepted, coverage options available.
They call it Mo Day, a time of fanfare and pride, and another week with the neighborhood's best yard, because you drafted the MVP of all mowers. A comfortable seat and adjustable controls bring the battle to your turf, not your backside. Ride like the wind on your solid steel stallion and give the fans something to cheer about, because it's your day. It's Mo Day.
Well, if it isn't Big Hardy, you fixin' to sauce me up? Sick those beefy twins on this cheese hound? Scram, Big Mac, go play with your extra toy bun. The adults are getting meaty.
The Big Hardy, part of the buy one, get one for just $1 deal. Feed your happy.
Henry Clay enters the final week of the regular season, having played just twice in the last month. Tates Creek trying to break a 4-game losing streak. Henry Clay, as I mentioned, they have had a lot of COVID situation, them or their opponents, so it's been a while since they've been on the court. Off the miss, Kanye Henderson with the board and the stick back, and the Devils, they get the first highlight, lead by a bucket. Henderson leading all scorers with 24 at the other end. Creek's R.J. Smith. That's a blue-collar name. Works it to the elbow, backs it in, and gets it to go. Devils by 3. Smith goes for 15. Henry Clay runs it back down the court, out of the corner. Daniel Brown's kid, Conlon, with a K. He had 10. Henry Clay gets the dub, 66-59.
All right, Lafayette has bounced back from a 5-game slide to a 6-game winning streak, facing Western Hills tonight. Wolverines working it into the post. That's Walter Campbell, 2 of his game-high 20 points. Western Hills was up by 4. Torrey Turner is going to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to take this myself. In for the easy lay-in. The Generals take the lead, but on the very next possession, skip pass out to Zach Simonis. He buries a 3, and that right there, everyone, we witnessed his 1,000th point in a Western Hills uniform. Wolverines win 58-51.
Jeff Cody just wants his face in the picture there. East Jess and Garrett County, the Lee's Famous Recipe Holiday Classic. Just a couple of months later, but that's all right. Ethan Cooper with the bucket for the Golden Lions. Jags a little bit better tonight. The ball movement pretty impressive. Ben McNew from downtown And then it's McNew bodying dudes. Basket. And one. Jags get the win, 73-57.
Maybe they were celebrating St. Pat's Day. Let's head over to the fort at Bryan Station for the defenders and great crossing. First quarter, Bryan Station looking inside. Nice pass to Tarek Mulder for the easy two. On the other end, Ty Sherman. Sherman, he's got it. Open three. You know what? That was his only bucket of the night, but you know what? The camera was there, right. So he makes the highlights. The defenders, though, won the rebounding battle by 11 tonight. That one right there turns into an easy two for Cedric Poindexter. Bryan Station gets back in the win column, 65-56.
Madison Southern's varsity's in quarantine, so the JV guys getting a crack at Pike Central. Second quarter, Kyle Linville, pretty pump fake. Hey, just because you're young don't mean you can't learn old tricks, right? Teammate Grant Holbrook, nice stroke from the corner. Eagles down by 10. Back the other way, Bryce Adkins is pure from the outside. You got to shoot it if you're from the mountains. Pike Central getting the road win, 77-45.
All right, on the way, a preview of a potential girls' Sweet 16 matchup with Ryle and Dunbar. That's still to come right here on Game Time.
High School Game Time is sponsored by Clark's Pump and Shop.
Why are you letting your old windows freeze you out? Upgrade today with SkyGuard windows, crafted to be the most price and energy-efficient windows for homeowners. So call SkyGuard Windows today and start saving on those high-energy bills.
They push their limits to reach their goal and bring home a win. The WKYT Athlete of the Week, Wednesdays on WKYT News at 6. Sponsored by Mingy Beef Jerky. Closed captioning on WKYT is sponsored by Cumberland Valley National Bank.
Tomorrow night's Powerball jackpot is $138 million.
Furniture World Superstore, we're more than just a furniture store. We're your friends, your neighbors. A lot has changed in our community, but our commitment has always stayed the same. So when you need furniture, come see the difference family makes at Furniture World Superstore.
After a busy morning, this DQ breakfast bowl lets me take a moment all to myself. So I'd like to take a moment to recognize you, DQ breakfast bowl. Somehow you fit all my breakfast favorites all in one convenient bowl. Warm, fluffy eggs, hash browns, sausage, cheese, and grilled onions, nestled in a hearty bowl topped with my choice of savory gravy or zesty salsa. We should all be so selfless and delicious.
Millions of customers are switching to Spectrum, and if you have satellite, it's not hard to see why. Because Spectrum gives you internet and TV from one provider. They do? Yeah, they do. And Spectrum has the fastest, most consistent download speeds. Spectrum wins on TV, too, because they don't have that ugly dish, which means weather-resistant reliability to enjoy live news, sports, and more. Wow, really? Plus, multiply your screens with the free Spectrum TV app. Get Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 a month each with no contracts. Call 833-358-4499.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota. With great deals, get ready to turn your dreams into reality.
Get $1,250 customer cash on an adventurous new 21 RAV4. Or lease this RAV4 for just $189 a month. Or for $229 a month, lease this RAV4 Hybrid.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Charlie, what did you do?
We have so many sofas to choose from. Chew toys sold separately.
Come see the difference family makes at Furniture World Superstore.
The postseason is right around the corner, and two girls teams you could see in the Sweet 16 meeting tonight. Ryle at 18-2, Dunbar 14-2, and both with Player of the Year specialist Bree Crittenden of the Lady Raiders. There she is, and Lady Bulldogs have Elise Ellison-Coons. Dunbar battling for the rebound, and there is Ellison-Coons, spots up for three. Pure right down the middle, but Ryle leads by 11. Watch the drive from Austin Johnson. Just get a quick step. It goes by everybody. The junior takes it right down the middle of the lane. The Lady Raiders tracking down the loose ball. There's Miss Basketball candidate Bree Crittenden with the recovery and the easy basket. Ryle takes it by 15, 69-54.
How about Lafayette playing host to Boone County? Capacity crowd tonight. The Lady Generals Catherine Jacobs gets the steal. She's going the distance. She's going for speed. Lafayette showing the range. Lauren Walton going one-on-one. There's a little step-back three there.
Yeah.
Walton with 11. Good night, John Boy. Boone County's Adriana Haynes, high point player tonight. She had 20. The three is right down the middle. Lafayette gets the win, 63-51.
Coach, she's great, but man, she is intense. The regular season finale for the Cats is tomorrow against South Carolina, and they had a pretty physical practice yesterday. We'll talk about it next.
Get WKYT news and weather updates on Mix 94.5.
Uncle Rick, what are you doing?
I'm working on my Tic-Tac video, Carlisle.
It's TikTok, Uncle Rick.
Whatever. Why don't you tell the folks what they can find at Clark's Pump and Shop every day?
Jack Link's beef and cheese sticks, 2 for $3. Old Trapper 15-ounce deli sticks. Monster Ultra 16-ounce cans, 3 for $5.75. And Mountain Dew 20-ounce buy 2 and get a Mountain Dew Major Melon free. Clark's Pump and Shop. Return.
Refresh.
Refuel.
We wear them on our sleeves and give them away. Hearts are important, and we at Cleveland Clinic are the nation's #1 heart program.
People talk about go to Cleveland Clinic, do your research. They're the best. I was extremely grateful for the doctors at Cleveland Clinic.
For every diagnosis, for every triumph, for every care in the world. Cleveland Clinic. If you've been diagnosed with a heart condition, call 855-279-3833.
This weekend only. Save big on new home furnishings during our tax refund sale at Lexington Overstock Warehouse. Sectional by Ashley Furniture, $7.99. Queen bed with lights, just $197. Stretch your tax refund further this weekend. Lexington Overstock Warehouse.
Love lower than low prices? Then get more ways to save at Kroger, where you can find personalized coupons, weekly deals, and rewards like fuel points. All for prices that are lower than low. On food that's fresher than fresh. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
I grew up working at my family's supper clubs. This is where it started with us as far as the fish that we serve at Culver's today. We source the finest cod and batter each fillet by hand and always cook it to order. That beautiful golden brown color and flaky on the inside. The fish fry is a Midwest tradition. It's about families coming together. I love bringing this tradition to guests everywhere. Mom and Dad would be proud. Welcome to Delicious.
Sometimes accidents don't happen. When they do, call us.
When you're looking for the best in the bluegrass, B-Rats dares you to compare. The name brand you trust at up to 50% off, plus up to an additional 20% off. With up to 7 years financing, no money down, no minimum purchase. In stock, Built in America top-load washer with agitator. Don't pay $5.99, just $4.49. In stock 2-piece Shea sectional, just $11.99. Plus a free 32-inch TV. Because
nobody beats B-Rats.
Advance your nursing career at Frontier Nursing University. Our distance education program allows you to complete coursework and a clinical experience in your own community to become a nurse midwife or nurse practitioner. Visit frontier.edu today.
Get the news you need on the WKYT News app. Watch WKYT on all your streaming devices.
All season, John Calipari has been preaching about his team's toughness, or at times lack thereof. And, well, it's been the one constant, really, since day one. And after being pummeled on the backboards by Ole Miss earlier in the week, reports are the Wildcats had one of, if not the most physical practice of the season on Thursday. And Isaiah Jackson was talking about how guys had bloody lips and how they were getting punched left and right. And they're going to need that tomorrow because it is the regular season finale, Kentucky and South Carolina at noon on ESPN. Cats need something positive going into the SEC tournament.
All right, let's check in on the OVC semifinal game between Eastern Kentucky and Morehead State. It's halftime between EKU and Morehead. Right now, the Eagles lead by 3, 31-28. Devon Cooper leading MSU with 12 points. Michael Moreno leading the Colonels with 11 points. And that right there, the final OVC meeting between those two programs, winner advancing to tomorrow's championship game against Belmont.
Yeah, they have been playing in the same conference since the mid-40s. And today is the last time they meet up as conference rivals. Yeah. EKU going to the ASUN next year, but been told they still will play at least once every year from here on out. That'll do it for tonight. See you next time.